Welcome to Channel 18 News. I'm Jim Rogers. Silver Springs Special Crime Unit officers arrested 3 young men who were in possession of and intended to sell narcotics to high school students in 2 separate incidents on Thursday. On Thursday morning, Silver Springs High School officers discovered that Cameron Blaine Davis, age 17, was in possession of approximately 13 Xanax pills. Davis was attempting to sell the pills to other students at the high school. Special Crimes Unit Sergeant Mark Estes arrived at the school and arrested Davis and transported him to Hopkins County Jail, where he was placed on $5,000 bond for possession of a controlled substance level 3, less than 28 grams, in a drug-free zone. Davis posted bail on Friday. Thursday evening, Special Crimes Unit officers made a traffic stop at a convenience store on Broadway Street in Silver Springs. Inside the vehicle were Isaiah Deontay Bryant Lacey, age 19, the driver, and Eduardo Austin Torres, age 17, the passenger. Upon contact, Sergeant Estes asked about the smell, at which time the driver stated that they were in possession of illegal narcotics. Bryant Lacey handed Sergeant Estes a large white container which had an undisclosed quantity of marijuana and a clear bag containing 7 green pills identified as Xanax. The 2 men were within 1,000 feet of a Christian school located on Lee Street, which enhanced the charge to being within a drug-free zone. Upon further question, Torres admitted to selling Xanax pills to Davis, who was arrested earlier on Thursday. Bryant Lacey and Torres were then transported to Hopkins County Jail. Bryant Lacey was placed on $7,000 total bond, $5,000 for possession of controlled substance level 3, less than 28 grams in a drug-free zone, and $2,000 for possession of marijuana less than 20 ounces in a drug-free zone. Torres now sits on a $17,000 bond, $10,000 for manufacture and delivery of a controlled substance level 3, less than 28 grams in a drug-free zone, $5,000 for possession of controlled substance level 3, less than 28 grams in a drug-free zone, and $2,000 for possession of marijuana less than 20 ounces in a drug-free zone. As of Friday morning, neither Bryant Lacey nor Torres had posted bond. Silver Springs Superintendent Michael Lamb addressed the Silver Springs School Board Friday at noon during a special meeting in the Superintendent's Conference Room at the Administration Building on Conley Street. Lamb focused opening remarks on a variety of construction projects in recent years, providing adequate space for a variety of programs from a new fine arts wing to the remodel of buildings and new academic programs and personnel added because of the improvements. He commended the success of the health science services that has been added along with other upgrade programs, including math and science courses. He acknowledged that the local board is focused on all facets of school life while making improvements to facilities over the past 10-year period. With those opening remarks, the school board then discussed several projects that are sports-related during the special meeting. Lamb calls the improvements to the sports fields an end cap to the 10-year improvements that have been made in the local district. A new baseball field to be built west of the current high school track. The baseball field is needed as an outgrowth of the use of Primm Stadium for soccer and for a remodeled stadium that will include additional parking. The soccer issue deals with foul balls hit into the pitch during baseball and soccer games played at the same time. Scheduling becomes a nightmare because of the proximity. The new baseball field will allow more practice space for junior varsity and freshman teams as well. The new baseball field will be an in-house project and also utilize local subcontractors. Lamb said the work may not be completed by next season, but being able to start on the project now will speed the process. He said it is probable that the 2017 baseball season will be played on the present field. The baseball field will, when moved, will allow an additional 250 parking spaces for Primm Stadium, even though 80 parking spaces will be lost with a remodel of the home stands at Primm. The board voted approval of the new construction of a new baseball field. Drainage at Lady Cat softball field will be answered by a new design for the field. A temporary fix is not enough, according to Lamb. Lamb said engineers will design improvements that will create a long-term answer to needs. He said the water coming off the tennis courts is part of the problem. Some first steps should be accomplished prior to the 2017 season. Again, he noted that the completed new field would probably not be finished prior to the new season, but that the new field would be completed before the 2018 season. Lamb did point out that the drainage fix performed this year would fit into the future field that will eventually be put in that place. New bleachers, dugouts, and lighting will also be added to the Lady Cat field. The board approved the two-step process, addressing the drainage issues and building the new field. Superintendent Lamb then addressed the board concerning the remodel of Primm Stadium, which will include a new home side, press box, and a turf field. Gallagher Construction Services, a well-known builder of stadiums, according to Lamb, was chosen by the school board to serve as the construction manager agent for Primm Stadium. Potter Architects, Potter designed the auditorium changes for Silver Springs Independent School District Regional Civic Center. Potter Architects was chosen for the design services for the remodel of the football stadium. Financing for a parking lot improvement for the high school and for portions of the football stadium remodel will be done by using local money as it starts. Lamb told the board that funds have been managed well over the past years. The school finances will be repaid by a future financing. A maintenance tax note allows the school to borrow money at a low interest rate for repairs and remodel. It cannot be used for new facilities. Therefore, redoing the parking lot and the sports fields qualifies for this type of financing. Only the press box at Primm Stadium cannot be covered by a maintenance tax note, and the rebuilding of the building of a new baseball field cannot be covered by that as well. The resolutions for reimbursing the general fund from proceeds of future financing were approved by the board. Lamb did point out that over the past few years, $8 million has been spent in improvements, but the reserve fund has only fallen $2 million. Scholarships and awards totaling $1.5 million were handed out Thursday night at the 2016 Awards Assembly in the high school varsity gym. The annual awards night recognized academic and athletic achievements that garnered both monetary reward and state and regional recognition. Top graduates were recognized, including 23 students in the top 10% of their class and 16 students in the top 10% who participated in UIL-sanctioned activity. 62 Silver Springs High School students were A honor roll students throughout the year. 38 students qualified and participated in state competitions, including Business Professionals of America, UIL Academics, Golf, Powerlifting, Cross Country, FCCLA, FFA Lone Star degree recipients, and one national competitor in BPA Economic Research, Dylan Joyner. Athletic scholarships were given in the amount of $242,852. University of Mississippi, Lincoln Memorial University, Henderson State, and Louisiana Tech presented scholarships for golf, cross-country, baseball, and football. Myra Zavala and Scott Galarza received scholarships from the Tanner Higgins Memorial Scholarship for $250 each and from the U.S. Marine Corps for $200,000 each. Both are early commits to the Corps. Several other graduating seniors received large scholarship amounts. The awards assembly is appearing on Channel 18, Suddenlink Cable. It will also be presented as part of our Salute to Excellence throughout the remainder of the month. Salute to Excellence is presented with the best wishes of Alliance Bank, City National Bank, Hopkins Raines County's Farm Bureau, Super Handy Convenience Stores, Town and Country Cleaners, and Discount Wheel and Tire. Hopkins County EMS has received the American Heart Association's Mission Lifeline EMS Gold Award for implementing quality improvement measures for the treatment of patients who suffer severe heart attacks. Hopkins County EMS provides 911 ambulances to approximately 6,500 requests for service annually in Hopkins and Delta counties. Every year, more than 250,000 people experience an ST elevation myocardial infarction, the most deadly type of heart attack caused by a blockage of blood flow to the heart that requires timely treatment. To prevent death, it's critical to restore heart flow as quickly as possible, either by mechanically opening the blocked vessel or by providing clot-busting medication. Mission Lifeline seeks to save lives by closing the gaps that separate patients from timely access to appropriate treatment. Agencies that receive the Mission Lifeline Gold Award have demonstrated at least 75% compliance for each required achievement measured during the 2-year period.
Are you a born leader, or would you like to learn leadership skills? There's a 4-part leadership workshop planned for this summer in Sulphur Springs, and it's free. It's called Made to Lead for individuals who have family, church, and business aspects to their lives. The leader is Chandra Fulgram of Sulphur Springs. We're going to meet 2 local men who are associated with the workshop. Good morning to Dr. Flesher.
Yes.
Hi.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. Thank you for coming in. And also Denver Hines.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi.
Doing okay?
Good. Doc, would you tell us, do you live here and what do you do?
I do live here. I'm a retired dentist. I practiced in Irving for 38 years. Retired for the good life here in Sulphur Springs. My wife and I live here now. We've been here 6 years. I'm the president of the Communications Coaching Group. We do coaching, counseling, both in the business venue and also on individual basis, and marriage counseling, things like that. Okay. So it's a communications coaching group. It's exactly what the name says. Okay. So that's pretty much my history.
Okay, and let's ask Denver. What do you do?
I'm the youth pastor at Family Life Church, and so that's what I do.
Okay, Family Life Church here in Sulphur Springs?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
Is it on the Loop?
It is on the Loop 301.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. And you're involved in this leadership initiative?
Yes, ma'am, I am, indirectly, just because of Shanda. We go to church together, and she's the one who is heading this up.
Unfortunately, she couldn't be with us this morning. Just a last-minute thing. Her flight couldn't bring her back this way soon enough for the interview.
Yes, yeah, and she sends her apologies.
Please tell me about Chandra and her name.
Shanda Fulgham.
Okay,
She's a vice president for a hyperbaric oxygen chamber company called Hillogix.
Okay.
And so she's a well-rounded leader, and she's been leading for a long time. And that's pretty much what she does.
Okay, so finally deciding, let's locate some leaders here in our town.
Right.
And grow them right here.
Right. This is a vision of hers to help people in the community realize that they do have impact in certain groups. We call them mountains of influence in the community. So many times people don't realize the impact they have. They don't realize that they are involved in ways that could improve other people's lives, help them in other ways. And so many of us, too, live with what I like to call limiting beliefs. I can't, which all those different, I'm not good enough, all those things that sometimes play in our mind, which really dictate to the ultimate of I won't. And so the purpose of this initiative, Made to Lead, is to help people realize they do have impact in the world, help them realize that they do have skills, and then through maintaining different processes over a period of 4 months, like Denver was saying, the last Friday of each month from June through September, we'll be having sessions where people can come and learn from people who are already experienced in those leadership skills over all these different platforms. So it allows them to develop their skills and capabilities to move forward and help other people in the world.
Because we believe, just like whether you're a CEO or a janitor, we believe that you're a leader. And we believe that you're in that particular area of influence to make impact and to see the world change. So it's not so much a leader. What we see as leadership is not someone with a high-paying job that sits behind a desk, but a leader is someone who has influence in other people's lives and is able to see the world change through them leading well. And so that's what we want to bring to the table, is that whether you're a stay-at-home mom or you're a CEO, this is something that can help grow you into developing you to be a full potential leader as you are.
Well, in reading about the 4-part leadership workshop that's coming, is it no charge?
No charge. It is completely free.
But the books that are guiding lines of this conference are available for sale. And some of the books, as you mentioned, the 7 Mountains of Influence.
Yes.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And the 7 mountains of influence, basically what that means when we say 7 mountains of influence, we believe that there are 7 mountains that cover the world, and it's religion or church. And then the second mountain would be home. And then we have education, business, government, arts and entertainment, and then last, media. And so we believe within the world that those are the 7 mountains of influence. Okay. And so many times people try to camp on one mountain and say, well, this is where I belong, and that's good. You need to know your place and where you belong, but in the same sense, you shouldn't be a stay-at-home mom and say, well, I have no influence. I have no way to impact the world, because you're raising children that are going to impact the world, and you really are the finest of leaders in that same sense.
I get that. I like this concept. Other books, Jack Canfield's Success Principles is also part of the
Great
curriculum.
Book. Yeah, great book. We won't cover all the success principles because there's enormous number of them, but the ones that seem to be the most appropriate for this venue.
So for the 4-part leadership workshops, last Friday of the month for 4 months, is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
June through September.
A person who decides to attend this and sort of take this on as maybe a challenge for themselves or a goal or an education, then they're learning how in their own sphere to become leaders.
How to become a leader. And basically what we'll be covering communication skills, leadership skills, maximizing your potential, success principles, emotional intelligence, and how to create smart goals in your life to really maximize and be the best leader that you can be. And this is not a church thing. This is a community thing, and we're simply just using the building to facilitate, because we really want to cross cultural lines, church lines, and not really be it's a particular thing for just certain types of people.
And I like that. I think that is something that has needed to have been addressed.
Yes, ma'am, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Because if you don't fall into one category, that doesn't mean that you're out. There's other areas. And do you think that by taking the 4-part workshop, you will become a leader, or you will know how to become a leader?
Both, yeah. If you're listening right now, you have any kind of spark that's inside of you right now, you're like, oh, that sounds interesting. You're a leader, and that's inside of you. And so many times you feel pressed down or pushed down like you're not a leader, or that you don't have impact, or you don't have influence. And those are all lies. And so that's why this will really draw out. If you feel like you have any leadership potential in you, this will draw it out and just really bring it to the surface for you to be who you're made to be. And that's why we're calling it Made to Lead.
Okay. Now, Dr. Flesher, I want to ask you about your work through your career. Providing management and coaching services for a wide variety of businesses? Wide
variety of businesses, major corporations, startups. My favorite are startups.
Okay.
Because so many people have a wonderful skill, and they want to start their own business, and they know how to do the skill. They know how to make the widget. They know how to provide a particular service, but so few of them know how to actually run a business. So that's my favorite thing to do. It's a short-term, self-eliminating position.
Okay.
But once we give them the basic skills and teach them financial analysis and teach them marketing and those types of things, then we pretty much are fired. But if we do a good job, we get fired quickly. So, but we also do coaching, and we do training for major corporations in different communication skills. We do a lot of work in nonverbal communication, the different ways that we communicate with each other without actually using the words, because it turns out the words are really not so important. But also stress management. We actually do trainings in a lot of different venues, such as communicating with yourself. One of my favorite lines is that all our life is a series of negotiations, and the most important ones are with ourselves. So, that's kind of the type of thing that we do, and it's the type of passion that I have, the vision that I have for helping people communicate better in marriage relationships, with their children, in business relationships, that type of thing.
So in addition to being part of the leadership workshop that's coming this summer, you also have a business here of these?
Yes, and actually Shanda just asked me to get involved in this because I'm going to be doing one of the topics in August, I believe, on maximizing your potential. So that's the main reason that I'm here. Plus, I'm kind of a little bit older than she is. She's quite a bit younger, so I'm kind of the father, keep her, hold her down, because she goes 100 miles an hour. Is that correct? Probably more like 200 miles an hour.
So moving all the time.
Yeah, my job is to slow her down.
Well, tell me, if Chandra were here with us, which I know she wanted to be, what would she say? What would be her words for us this morning in this interview?
I think she would say that although this is not a religious process, that God wants everybody to reach their maximum potential, and that we all have skills, and the purpose of this I believe, is her vision is to help people who don't realize they're leaders become leaders, and help people who do realize that they have that capacity to maximize that. I think that's what her vision is.
Okay. And Denver, this appeals to you personally?
Yes, ma'am, of course. Yeah, I believe that whatever you're doing, that you are a leader, and that you need to know how to lead, because unfortunately some bad decisions are made because you have leaders that lead poorly. And so it's important. It's an important subject we need to cover, and I think it's something that would be great for the community as we just grow together.
Okay. Well, I really like the concept personally. So let's talk about the where and when of the workshop.
Yes, the workshop is going to take place the last Friday of each month, starting in June, July, August, and September. And the dates for that actually are going to be June the 24th, July 29th, August 26th, and September 30th. And it's going to be from 6 to 8 p.m. That way people have time to get off work and get situated. And we won't waste your time. It'll just be in, and we'll be serving refreshments and beverages. And it'll just be a really relaxed environment where you can come in after a long day off work and just enjoy being poured into, because you're constantly pouring out throughout the week. And so we just felt like it would be good to have it where you just come in and relax, and we just pour into you. And
okay, so a 2-hour session.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it a limit on how many can take this session?
Well, obviously our church, our church's capacity around 200, and so we will be shutting off sign-ups if it crosses that number, but we should be able to handle a large amount. And we do encourage that if you come to one, to come to them all, because it is like a package deal, but you don't have to. If you say, well, I can make June but I can't make September, it's okay. Just come to what you can and get it. And there is a way to sign up. There is a link on Facebook, but there's also, you can go to familylifechurch.com/made-to-lead, and there's a sign up there as well. And we do ask that you sign up just so we can make appropriate accommodations for you.
Is Family Life Church then the sponsor or the sole sponsor of the leadership workshop?
I guess you might say that, just because we haven't asked to pull on anyone else, because we're just supplying the building, and the utilities to go with it.
And I like the fact that it is at no charge.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, we believe that's important. People have enough, and the tendency is if you're not charging, then people won't come, because people want to invest. But this is really people pay hundreds of dollars to go to seminars like this each year, and they say that the best thing you can do for yourself as a leader is to pour into yourself. And so we really believe this will create an opportunity where you can take time and pour into yourself. And we are even offering CEUs, which are continuing education units, for any administrators, or if you need any kind of continuing education, we'll be happy to sign off on that.
That's wonderful.
To do that for you.
So is there a phone number that anyone could reach you at, or are you pointing to the website? Yes,
the website is our main drive, because we have links and emails that you can reach there. But you're more than welcome to call the church, and that number is 903-885-7507.
Okay, wonderful. Family Life Church out on Loop 301. Well, we're almost out of time, and I thank you very much for coming in.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
We really appreciate it.
And we hope to see you maybe this summer again as the conference is going on.
Great.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching Channel 18 News. Have a great evening.